Hey, what's up, everybody? Just wanted to do another video with some news and updates on RGBA. Mikey Garcia, the biggest rumor out was that he was going to fight Danny Garcia August 31st out here at the Staples Center in LA. He shut that rumor down, saying when everybody was posting this stuff on social media, he had just gotten a call the night before um, and was and was uh, and was proposed the fight. So the fact that there was a date and a venue out there was not accurate. So Mikey Garcia, 39-1, his last fight was in March in Arlington, Texas, at the Cowboy Stadium against Errol Spence Jr. He's planning an exhibition fight in order to raise funds for a stablemate, Izaac Colunga. It's on a Sunday, June 23rd in Riverside. It's going to be his promotional company, along with Garcia Promotions, putting on an event with a bunch of prospects. His 4-round exhibition, and then they brought in a undefeated 16-0 contender or prospect, whichever way you want to look at it, from Mexico, from Texcoco, Mexico. Um, so if you want to follow updates on that, you can follow him at Team Mikey Garcia on Instagram. Abner Mares, 31-3-1, still recovering from his detached retina. If you want to follow him, he's at Abner Mares Official. He fights at 126. He was going to make a jump up to 130 in February, but that's when he suffered his injury. So we'll see what happens to Abner in the future. If you want to follow him, he's at Abner Mares Official. Josesito Lopez, 36-8. No updates on him. I'm happy he almost knocked Keith Thurman out now. Keith Thurman just got a fight with Manny Pacquiao. There was a press conference yesterday, and Keith Thurman said that he did not prepare boxing-wise for the Keith Thurman fight. He said he pretty much just worked out and got in shape and was working out in LA Fitness. So I'm glad Josesito almost knocked his head off in the 7th round. Definitely made his neck snap back several times. In some expert opinions, he was only 1 or 2 punches away from being knocked down. Other people were saying he was ready to go to get knocked out. So Josesito Lopez, Riverside Rocky, 36-8. So we don't have any news on updates on him. But if you want to follow him, he's at Jose Lopez on Instagram. Jose Carlos Ramirez, 24-0, 16 knockouts. The possible fight date is rumored to be July 27th versus Maurice Hooker. He is promoted by Rick Merizian, and his Instagram is at promoter559. Rick also promotes Gabe Flores, who had 10,000 people watching him in Stockton in his first headliner show earlier this year. So if you want to follow him, he's at JC Ramirez 2012. If you want to follow his Rick, he's at promoter559. 24-0 Jose Carlos Ramirez. He fights at 140. He's the WBC champion, current champion. Brandon Bam Bam Rios, 35-5-1, is unofficially retired. He fought in Tijuana against Humberto La Zorrita Soto. He suffered a loss, 12-round decision. He keeps putting hints out there that he's in training, doing mitt work with Jody Cuate from Oxnard, but he just says Bam's retired. So if you want to follow Bam Rios, he is at Brandon Rios 1 on Instagram. Esquiva Falcao just got back into Riverside, so he's in training. He called out Ryota Murata via Twitter, and Murata is ranked in the top 10 on the WBO. So he's currently back in Riverside. So he's no official date for him, but he is back in camp officially this week. If you want to follow him, he's at Esquiva Falcao. I believe he's a silver medalist from the Olympics. He represented his country, Brazil. He fights at 160. He is promoted by Top Rank. Esquiva Falcao, 23-0, 15 knockouts. Erick DeLeon, 19-0 with 1 draw. That 1 draw was against Andy Benson in March of 2018. Got 10 knockouts. He's been fighting at 130 for 10 years. He's from Detroit, Michigan. He's Mexican, and his last fight was in March at the hangar in Costa Mesa in Orange County, and I believe he got knocked down in the 5th round, but he stopped his opponent in the 7th. So Erick DeLeon, 19-0, promoted by Top Rank, fights at 130. If you want to follow him on Instagram, he's at Team DeLeon1. Carlos Caballo Bronco Adames, he is one of the newest fighters to Team RGBA. He just got a 4th round knock TKO on the Crawford Con undercard. He is the current NABF and NABO champion. So he's got 154 is really stacked with champions like J-Rock, who just beat Jarrett Hurd. Eddie Slandilada's there, Jermel Charlo's there, Tony Harrison's there. So he's got a tall hill to climb. But Pita and Robert seem really excited about him. They say he's one of the strongest hitters they've ever had in the gym. 17-0, 14 knockouts. That 14 knockouts proves that he's knocking his opponents down. So Carlos Caballo Bronco, I believe he's from the Dominican Republic. He's promoted by Top Rank. Like I said, he's at 154. If you want to follow him on Instagram, he's at Caballo Bronco. His next fight is at the Pachanga Casino and Resort, June 28th, along with Ruben Rodriguez. That's a Top Rank card. The main event is Richard Comey versus Ray Beltran. So that's his next fight here locally in Temecula, California, at the Pachanga Casino and Resort. Hector Tanajara, 17-0, 5 knockouts. He is a Golden Boy promoted fighter. He fights at 135. He's from San Antonio, Texas. He was signed back in 2015 when Robert signed 3 fighters from with Golden Boy. So he just won the WBC youth title in Tijuana versus Ivan Delgado, striker. So we have no updates on him. If you want to follow him, he's at Hector_Tanajara. If you want to follow his dad, I believe it's the reverse, at Tanajara_Hector. So that's a picture of him with his dad there in Tijuana, I believe. 17-0, 5 knockouts, Hector Tanajara Jr. He goes by El Finito. Jonathan Thunder Navarro, 16-0, 8 knockouts, from East LA, also Golden Boy promoted fighter. I believe he fights at 140. No updates on him. If you want to follow him, he's at Jonathan Navarro_16. Joshua El Profesor Franco, 15-1-1. He just won the WBA International and the NABF belt for 118. April 25th in Indio at the Fantasy Springs Casino. He's a Golden Boy promoted fighter. I believe he started fighting at 115. I believe he's moved his way up to 118, which is bantamweight. And he has that one draw against, I believe, the same fighter he got the belt from, or got the belt, fought for the belt, Oscar Negrete, that is in a picture with him. Joshua El Profesor Franco, 15-1-1, from San Antonio, Texas. He's the older brother to Jessie Rodriguez. If you want to follow him on Instagram, he's at @1ProfessorFranco. Carlos Licona, 14-1, 2 knockouts, has been very active in the gym in Riverside. He's been running in the mountains at Mount Baldy there in the Inland Empire with his sister, Lina Cookie Licona. And Robert says he's in talks with Cancun Boxing for another fight for Licona. So, and Ellie also shared via ES News that the opponent that he lost to is actually going to give up the belt or relinquish them. So if you want to follow updates on Carlos Licona from Westminster, California, at Mexicanito12. He fights at, I believe he was fighting at 105. I believe he was fighting at 108 and then went down to 105 to get the belt. So, strawweight. Vergil Ortiz Jr., 13-0, 13 knockouts. His dad went live yesterday on Instagram, so he was working out at the Police Athletic League, a gym there in Grand Prairie or somewhere there in Texas. So he just got a 3rd round knockout versus Mauricio Herrera, the biggest name on his resume now. So 13-0, 13 knockouts. This guy is a monster. He fights at 140. This was his first fight at 147. His dad was talking about keeping him at 147, but the other guys, maybe other parts of the team, were talking about going back down to 140. He's promoted by Golden Boy. He just re-signed last year for another 5 years. There you see that he's ranked number 18 by the WBC, and he's 21 years old. Vergil Ortiz Jr. from Grand Prairie, Texas. it sounds like he'll be back in Riverside soon training. So if you want to follow him, he's at Vergil Ortiz. And if you want to follow his dad, who's very active on social media, at Vergil Ortiz Jr. FR. Joseph Adorno, 12-0, 10 knockouts, posted on IG that his next fight is July 13th. He, I believe, he fights at 130. Joseph Adorno, along with Southpaw Erick DeLeon, and so he and his brother Jeremy Adorno are promoted by Top Rank. I believe most of his fights, I think 11 out of his 12 fights, either Pita or Robert have been in his corner. He's from Allentown, Pennsylvania, and he goes by the name of Blessed Hand. 12-0, 10 knockouts. If you want to follow him on Instagram, it's at Real Joseph Adorno. John El Terrible Bauza, 12-0, 5 knockouts. His last fight was in March 17. I believe he fights at 140. If you want to follow him, he's at Real John Bauza. No news on another fight for him. Also promoted by Top Rank. Louie Coria, 11-2-0. Where he's trying to land on the Legends Collide card in order to raise funds for Izaac Colunga. So if you want to follow him, he's at King Louis 416. Alejandro Guerrero, 10-0, 9 knockouts. He's going to headline his second card. He fought on March 15th, and the night before, Errol Spence fought Mikey Garcia there in Dallas. And he won in spectacular fashion. So he's going to headline another card July 13th at the same venue in Irving, Texas. The venue was Southern Junction Nightclub. So Alejandro Guerrero, 10-0, 9 knockouts. He fights at 135. He fights under the banner of Mikey Garcia Promotions. If you want to follow him, he's at porkchop_214. Misael El Chino Rodriguez, 9-0, 4 knockouts. No updates on him, but he's very active in the gym in Riverside. He is one of 2 fighters promoted by Richard Schaefer's Ringstar Sports. If you want to follow him on Instagram, he's at Misael Ote. He is also an Olympian from Mexico. I believe he fights at 160. There was talks of him potentially getting down to 154. Jesse Rodriguez, 9-0, 5 knockouts. He is the only fighter promoted by Mr. Honda's Tekken Promotions, and he is headlining his own card in Floresville, Texas on July 27th. His opponent is undefeated, 11-0, Cesar El Chapita Garcia. The card is being named Young Guns, Whose O Will Go. Also, his stablemate, Biggie Rodriguez, will be on the card. The special guest will be Mikey Garcia. So this is his coming out party. He was very active on a lot of cards in 2018. And he was going from PBC cards to being on Triple G versus Bañez Royson's undercard. So Jesse Rodriguez, 9-0, 5 knockouts from San Antonio. He's the little brother to Joshua Franco, promoted by Tekken. So he's headlining his own show July 27th in Floresville. Floresville is very near San Antonio, where he's from. So if you want to follow him, he's at 210 bound. And he fights at 108, if I'm not mistaken. Lindolfo Delgado, 9-0, 9 knockouts. He is fighting June 1st in Linares, Nuevo León, Mexico. He is promoted by Richard Schaefer's Ringstar Sports. He got some TV time on the pay-per-view event, Mikey Garcia versus Errol Spence. Lindolfo Delgado, 9-0, 9 knockouts. He fights at 140. He's one of the Big G's favorite fighters in the gym. So if you want to follow him on Instagram, at Lindolfo Delgado. Genaro Gamez, 9-0, 6 knockouts. He got his first round knockout May 16th last week at the Fantasy Springs Casino in Indio, and he's got another fight date already as June 21st. He just posted that via his Instagram this week. So from San Diego, promoted by Golden Boy Promotions, he made the move from 135 to 140. Although I believe he weighed in at 138, so good for him. 9 fights, undefeated, 6 knockouts from San Diego. If you want to follow him on Instagram, it's at Genaro Gamez. Brandon Bulletproof Glanton, 8-0, 7 knockouts. I believe he fights at 200, which is what, cruiserweight. So no news on him. He was on the undercard with the Josesito Lopez versus Keith One-Time Thurman. He is born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. We haven't seen. He was staying at Mikey's ranch house about a year and a half ago as he was training for the Lipinets fight. But we have not heard from him anymore. So if you want to follow him, he's at Team Bulletproof. Isidro Ochoa had to unfortunately pull out of his May 4th date on the Gay Floors card in Stockton. There's no details on that, so no updates on him. I believe he fights at 122 if I'm not mistaken. 7-0, 3 knockouts, promoted by Top Rank. He is from either the Central Valley or Northern California. If you want to follow him, he's at IGO_Ochoa. Ruben Rodriguez, 6-0, 2 knockouts, has landed on the Richard Comey versus Ray Beltran card. So he'll be fighting there in Pechanga, in Temecula. And he fights at 140. He's been moved very, very fast recently. I believe with this fight, it will be his 4th fight in 6 months. He's from Indio, California. So Ruben Rodriguez at 140. I believe that he does not have a promoter, but he's landed on a few PBC cards, and he's landed on some Top Rank cards as well. So we'll see where that takes him. At Ruben NR_. Ray Muratalla from Fontana, California, just fought on the Danny Garcia versus Adrian Granado card there at the Dignity Health Course Park, formerly known as StubHub. So he has a potential fight date of being on Legends Collide there in Riverside in order to support Izaac Colunga in his recovery efforts. So Ray Muratalla, 7-0, 5 knockouts. I believe he fights at 140. I believe he doesn't have a trainer, but he's being managed, possibly being managed by Robert. So if you want to follow him, he's at Ray_Muratalla1. Aaron Morales and Robert Biggie Rodriguez have landed on the TGB Promotions card in San Jacinto at the Sabogo Casino. So that's June 1st. Aaron Morales, 6-0, 3 knockouts, fought a total of 5 times in 9 months last year. So he was moved very well. He's from Oklahoma City. I believe he's at 118, along with Manny Flores and Joshua Franco, stablemates of his. So he's 6-0, 3 knockouts. He fought 1 time already this year. So if you want to follow him at Aaron_Morales, I believe he's being promoted by Robert and Mikey. Brian Lua from Top Rank, 5-0, 2 knockouts. I believe he fights at 135. No updates on him. At Brian_Lua if you want to follow him. Breenan Macias, 3-0 from Goodyear, Arizona. 1 draw. His draw was in January on the Prospects Collide card. Hopefully he lands on Legends Collide in January 23rd. He is from Goodyear, Arizona. If you want to follow him, he's at B_Fly301. I believe he fights at 112. Might be fighting at 115. So either flyweight or super flyweight. Breenan Macias. Robert Biggie Rodriguez, like I mentioned earlier, he landed on that TGB Tom Brown Promotions card at the Saboba Casino, along with Aaron Morales. He's 3-0. He's from San Antonio. He was making a comeback from an injury, I believe. I don't know all the details, but he finally got back in the ring this year. And then he's also going to be on the card that Bam Rodriguez is headlining July 27th in Texas and Floresville. So good for him, staying busy. He's got a fight coming up June 1st at the Saboba Casino in San Jacinto. If you want to follow him, he's at BiggieJR_. Izaac Colunga, 3-0, 2 knockouts. If you want updates on him, you can follow his mom at Carrie Colunga or his aunt at Shelly_Shell12 or a good family friend at Dodger Girl 19. So the proceeds, all the proceeds from the Legends Collide bout are going in efforts to financially support his medical expenses. So Izaac Colunga from originally, I believe, from Corona, but was living out there in Colton. I believe he was fighting at 130. He fought his last fight January on the Prospects Collide. He suffered an injury from a drive-by shooting where he has a bullet lodged in his neck. So keep him in your prayers. At Team_Colunga. Alexis El Macizo Espino, 2-0, 1 knockout. He was on the Canelo Jacobs undercard. He had a tough opponent, but he came out with a victory, so he's 2-0 with 1 knockout. He is promoted by Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing. He fights at 168. He's making his way down to 160. I believe his last fight was at 165. So from Las Vegas, Alexis El Macizo Espino, promoted by Matchroom Boxing, at _Alexis Espino 1 if you want to follow him. Jerry Magic Hands Adorno, 1-0. His pro debut was in March. This is the little brother to Joseph Adorno. I don't know off the top of my head which weight he's fighting at. I'm assuming maybe 122, maybe 126. So Magic Hands _Jeremy is his Instagram if you want any updates on him. Evan Sanchez and his family is running the Central Valley RGBA gym along with Al Perez. If you want to follow him, he's at Real Evan Sanchez. 4-0, he's about to wait. And then we just got news via ES News that there's a new fighter in the gym, part of the team. He's 5-0 with 5 knockouts. He's from Paris, California. Most people are not going to know Paris, so we say Riverside. And all his professional fights have been in Mexico. He's got a couple in San Luis Rio, Colorado, which is south of Arizona, in Mexico, and then he's got a couple fights in Mexicali, and he had 1 fight in Rosarito. So all his fights are in Baja California, Mexico. He's fighting at 118. He sparred Manny Flores, and he's the new. I've been looking for his stuff online, so I haven't found him on Instagram or on Twitter yet, but I did find an account on YouTube by Antonio Garcia, where his fights from Mexico were recorded. So Ivan Garcia 5-0, 5 knockouts. More info to come on him. Added to Legends Collide on June 23rd. That's a typo. June 23rd is the new date. Undefeated 16-0 Jose Vivas from Texcoco, Mexico. And RGBA fighters plan to be on the card. Louie, B-Fly, Ray Muratalla, Manny Flores, Linda Licona, Mikey Danny Sanchez, and David Ortiz. The team's record 34-1 for up to date. Hopefully they get those 100 wins that I've been talking about in 2019. Photo credit to the official photographer of Team RGBA at Cumbia. Most of the pictures that you see on my slides are from him. I try to give him credit everywhere that I can. I don't want to take credit for his artwork, so I try to tag him everywhere, and I want to officially say it here as well. And then thanks to all the Instagram pages of the fighters, trainers, and managers who post updated pictures on their IG to allow us to keep updated on Team RGBA. One of the dads that does a really good job of giving us information via Twitter and mostly via Instagram is Vergil Ortiz Jr., who always lets us stay updated on where Vergil's at and where his next fight's mostly on fight dates, but also just letting us see him train, letting us like yesterday he was on live for a good 10-20 minutes, letting us while Vergil was there staying in shape, training, hitting the bags, hitting the heavy bag, and then he was going to do mitt work with him, so he got off the Instagram live. But thank you to Cumbia, thank you to Frank Tick 1, which is Frank Silva, the chef of the team. Thank you to Pita, thank you to ES News, thank you to Cheese by Rainbow, thank you to all the platforms that keep us updated on all the news for Team RGBA. If you like the video, please like and subscribe on Sonteo Media on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Sonteo_media and Sonteo_media. Thank you and have a great day.